Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you watch this channel. Now, I want to take you to an interview.
There's going to come a time when we shall put them in jail for what they're doing today. Across the world, President Ruto was in South Korea the other day. I think he's still there. Let him ask himself how many presidents have been, ex-former presidents of South Korea have gone to jail. As he wants to admire South Korea, he must not decide whereby rogue presidents are jailed and punished.
President Park was the last.
Yes. And
in that interview, there was Omtatah, and then there was UDA's only Iron Lady Wamuchomba. So in that live interview, or you can call it debate, Omtatah was put to task by Ayub Abdikadir to explain the issue of budgeted corruption. You know, when you hear the word budgeted corruption, of course you're reminded about what Margaret Nyakango, the controller of budget, said sometimes back when he said she has noticed a trend of budgeted corruption. So I want us to go to this live interview, ladies and gentlemen, because there are explosive statements which have been made there, especially one warning William Samoei Ruto that he should know that he can be jailed, just like the South Korean president, the former South Korean president, Park. So before we go further, please like this video. I've noticed that so many people forget to like our video. Please do so that YouTube can share our video to so many other people. Now, if you're a viewer who hasn't subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe. And to existing subscribers, thank you so much for making this channel grow. Now, this is what Omtatah used in his explanation to what he thinks regarding what might befall William Ruto after his term ends.
so does President Ruto want to be jailed when he leaves office? That's the question he should ask himself. He's not almighty.
Because he talks about the level of corruption that has been witnessed in this Kenya Kwanza regime. So he talks about the possibility of William Ruto being jailed after the elapse of his term. So one of the biggest concern by many analysts, you know, financial analysts, political analysts, has always been how the constitution of Kenya is being treated by this Kenya Kwanza government. You know, most people think that the constitution is not being followed, especially when it comes to issues to do with money and allocation of funds. Allow me to take you to something that Margaret Nyakango said almost 3 days ago.
Despite guidelines on foreign travel, the total expenditure on travel by ministries, departments and agencies, according to Nyakango, is more than 18 billion Kenya shillings, comprising.
And she revealed that she has identified that she has realized that ministries and other departments have had a tendency of hiding the travel costs under goods and services. You know, this has always been to make sure that they are not exposed on their over expenditure when it comes to foreign travels. Mind you, if I may take you back to the trip of the US, and this is something that so many people have talked about. And when Ruto hired that jet from UAE, you know, many people talked about it.
US. You pay 200 million shillings to fly out, and you scrap school feeding program.
When this matter surfaced, US were quick to reject of any possibility of them, you know, financing it. They rejected them to have financed that jet. So it came to the point that Kenyans started estimating the cost of that UAE jet, and it was estimated at around 200 million. But you see, William Ruto talked about 10 million only. That is what Kenyans were forced to foot to be able to have that jet. So let's just forget that part of William Ruto and the jet. Margaret Nyakango flagged a trend of corruption that has been witnessed in these ministries, whereby ministers are traveling every now and then, but when it comes to trying to account for these travels, you find that even the budget is being hidden. The expenditure. You see, when you travel, you must document that you traveled and you spent this much. But what Nyakango is trying to tell us here is that these people travel, yes, but they hide the cost of travel under goods and services. That is what they are doing. So if you look, or if you watched the interview that was hosted by Ayub Abdikadir, then you must have realized there's a part there where Omtatah was put to task to explain certain things which he has observed as a senator. If you go by the history of Omtatah, to be honest, he is someone who has been fighting for the common mwananchi. So Omtatah talks about something he noticed, especially in the when you go to the Treasury's website and you manage to download that budget. So within the budget, Omtatah talks about 100 billion, which according to him has already been stolen.
I would like everybody to go to the website of the National Treasury at www.treasury.go.ke/budget-1/. You will find 5 books there. But I want us to look at the budget estimates. The total number is about 4,500 pages. Right now I've read through all of them. And on my first reading, I've identified about 100 billion shillings that is being stolen. 100 billion. Mm-hmm. And in 2 items. One of them is the repayment of debt. There's about 40 billion shillings there that you cannot explain. Double repayments. When you come down, there's other thing. They call them other expenses. Now, other expenses of what? Our budgeting law. The law, not even a policy, the law requires that every item be identified, what you are going to finance.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes further to say, he has noticed that in the repayment of debts, there are about 40 billion shillings which have been unexplained, and there is also double payments. So there are so many things, so many concerns which have been raised by Omtatah in the live interview. That's why Omtatah maintains that there is a great possibility that William Ruto will be jailed, just like President Park of South Korea. President Park, the former president, was jailed for nearly 5 years. Just if you go by the information that we have, she was jailed for almost 5 years. Because the time I stumbled upon the information about the former president of South Korea, that is Park, I had seen a story whereby she was taken to the hospital. After 3 months after she was released from the prison. A prison where she stayed for almost 5 years. So that is how seriousness South Korea is when it comes to the issue of dealing with corruption. Could that be said of Kenya? Definitely no. If you go back to just recently, the agriculture CS, what happened between the team that was appointed to deal the issue of Mithika Linturi, and this team, the result which they produced was a bit shocking, because they literally cleared Mithika Linturi from all those allegations. That's why Mithika Linturi right now is still a CS, but after the impeachment motion which sailed through, Mithika Linturi was supposed to be recommended for removal. But you see what happened is that Mithika Linturi, it's alleged that he coerced the people there to make a decision which is favorable to him. So these are just some of the things which are being said here and there. But the truth of the matter here is that Omtatah's bombshell will not sit well with the people in the Kenya Kwanza government, especially after this explosive revelation about the double payment of debts into billions, and of course about the 100 billion which according to Omtatah has already been stolen, ladies and gentlemen. So these are some of the things which Omtatah said. So I'd like to raise my case there, but what do you think about the message that Omtatah is passing there? Do you agree with Okiya Omtatah? Just go below the comment section and you can just feel free to tell us what you think about Omtatah's explosive remark regarding corruption that he has noticed. So just go below there and tell us what you think about that. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.